It started out as a party, but turned into a case of the missing case.
Groovy shindig.
Who turned out the lights?
Oh, Mickey!
It's okay, doll.
Oh, it's not. There's a case of Miller Lite missing.
Oh,
Who took it?
somebody in this room.
Rodney! Hey, guys, take it easy, will you?
Why'd you do it, Rodney? 'Cause light tastes great?
Cause light's less filling. I didn't do it. Well, I'm not even Rodney.
You! I thought it was a costume party. Great mask, huh?
But if he didn't do it, who did?
They'll never figure out who took that case.
Oh, Mickey, you did!
Not exactly.
Hiya, doll.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm glad we didn't go dancing.
It's no mystery that there's only one light here.
Are you a great person? Not bad to look at, but have a hard time breaking the ice? We've got your number. Call and meet lots of new people, or just listen in. Maybe you're fresh out of a relationship and ready to meet new people. We've got your number. Call Party Line and meet up to 8 people at a time. Sick of the single scene? We've got your number.
I'm so glad I called.
Me too. I really like your laugh.
Let's do it again soon.
Call now. A lot of great people are waiting to meet you. $3 plus toll if any.
Whenever I feel like a great tasting meal, I go back to Del Taco again. And you'll come back for our new Big Del Burrito. It's bustin' with natural cheddar cheese, savory beans, pure sour cream, lettuce, tomato, and spicy beef. Big Del Burrito. It's the biggest value in town. Del Taco's hot stuff, I just can't get enough. So I'm back in Del Taco again. Hot stuff.
Hi, I just moved in next door. Could I borrow a Diet Pepsi?
Sure. Come in. Yes.
All right, let's go and get this started. All right, man. How is it going? How are you doing? How are you feeling, man? Welcome to the Deadman Horror Show. How are you doing? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done this. I have to talk about this. I have to get into this. We're going to talk about how TV is a demonic gateway. Now, I know many of you may doubt these claims, but there's truth to this. We're going to explore it, and you're going to learn something. While it goes without saying that virtually everyone watches television, and most people have about 2 to 3 TVs in their home, But do they really realize what they are subjecting themselves to? Some people believe that television is a weapon, a way for the government, the system, to feed the masses select information. And there's evidence to back that up. Evidence that we're going to get into here tonight. But this is a Deadman horror show, not a Deadman conspiracy show or Deadman political show. But it's important to know that TV does program you. I mean, initially, it was invented with good reasons, but everything you see is designed for a reason. We'll get into that. But this is going to get deeper. You see, others believe that TV is more than just a propaganda machine. But they believe that TV is a black mirror of sorts, a way for dark and demonic entities to enter our world. Tonight, on the Deadman Horror Show, we're going to explore these ideas. And I will share stories that seem too weird to be true, but they are. Everything you hear and see tonight is true. At least has an element of truth to it. Unlike many of the things you've seen coming out about the situation with Ukraine and Russia, right? Snake Island, Ghost of Kiev, all that fake. Let's start off with, is TV a propaganda machine? Well, we will explore this, and of course you already know in a way it's true. Look, just about everything you've seen on TV, whether it be TV, movies, it's not just that. It's more than that. It's even in music. It's even in modern art, even in paintings. The CIA has a hand in it, okay? This is not some Alex Jones conspiracy theory here. It is legit stuff. You can find it. You can even do a basic Google search on this. Everything you see, just about, the government has a hand in it, even in America. Whenever a movie or TV show uses military personnel, military references, that script gets screened by the Pentagon. That is true. And when they screen it, they can give it a green light, give it a red light. If they like it and they feel like the military is being portrayed in a favorable way, then okay, they will cooperate and they will let them use certain assets to help the movie. If they kind of like it, but they feel like some things need to be changed, well, the Pentagon has that power. But like I said, it's not just movies. It's a whole thing here. It's in, like I said, modern art as well. From American painters, it's Jackson Pollock, Martha Rothko, William D. Kooning, and other abstract expressionists were unknowingly part of a Cold War effort. You see, the CIA pulled the strings at the Congress of Cultural Freedom, a front group that promoted a non-communist leftist artist. It gets deep, man. You may already know the animation of Animal Farm. That was funded by the CIA. I mean, some of this stuff is going to be old news to you if you're already aware. I feel like I need to establish this so you can understand that at the very basic here, when we say that a demon or dark entities can come out of a TV, that maybe what they're saying is a metaphor for something else. Maybe. Or maybe they're being literal. And we'll get into that. But if for anyone else that's skeptical on this, and I don't think there is, you just have to look at recent examples. Recent examples with Ukraine and Russia. They frame things in a certain way. Or would release information not even checking if it was real or not. Why? What are they doing? You go back years and years ago with 9/11. You don't have to be a truther about whether or not what really happened with the World Trade Center. I'm talking about weapons of mass destruction, which was an obvious lie. But a lot of people bought into it. A lot of people bought into that thing. They pump out lies a lot. Have you ever wondered why, like, a lot of these military movies and shows are very pro-America, and you're not going to see one that's not. You're really not, man. If that somehow gets passed, dude, like, that production company is going to see some bad times. They're not going to get funding. It is real stuff. Anyway, so. And of course, we have to talk about how TV corrupts the brain as well. I mean, there's studies on this. There are studies. Of course, you know that a lot of TV watching, a lot of TV exposure, it does mess with your brain. It does kind of put you in a trance. It puts you in this sort of trance-like state. There's studies on this. I'm talking about objective studies that are where they objectively go over this. Okay. Short attention span. It does mess with brain development. It's can be bad. But let's move on from that. And let's talk about the heart of this show. Are TVs really a black mirror? A portal for demons? Well, I have a couple examples here of situations that say yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now, first, let's put some videos on the screen here. Let me show you guys some things, and then I'll go into the stories that I have for you. This gentleman here talks about how TV is brainwashing and mind control. Let's listen to what this individual has to say.
Condition you propaganda.
Let me, refresh this. Bear with me.
TV is there to bullshit you, condition you, propagandize you, and serve you a narrative. It's not there to inform you, to educate you, to make you more knowledgeable. That's on you. It's even worse when any politician gets on there. Because you hear all the gibberish that they talk about, no matter what side it's from, Republican or Democrat.
That's right. They're all just going to lie to you. But we're not going to get into politics on this show. But okay.
Doesn't matter. It's work.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think I don't have a TV? So I don't listen to that bullshit.
Now, I like that he took the brave stance of getting rid of his TV. The problem is that he's on YouTube, and YouTube has the same situation. But it is not as controlled as TV. But they will come for you, and they will shut you down. They will shut you down. If you start speaking a narrative that goes against the narrative, they will shut you down. And it's so funny how people just go along with it. And people just don't want to question. They just believe everything the system says. They believe everything the system says. It's pumped out of TV. The mainstream outlets talk about it. The mainstream channels talk, all the channels talk about it. And it must be okay. They never question why they're all repeating the same thing. You're being programmed. You're being programmed. You're being conditioned. You're being mind controlled. That's what it is. Now, but is there a demonic portal? Well, this individual, he did something you're probably not willing to do. He took apart his TV and he found something that's very disturbing to say the least. And if you don't believe this guy, try it. But don't blame me if you damage your TV. You're the one who wanted to put hands-on effort onto this thing. Here we go.
This is what is inside flat-screen televisions. I busted mine open, well, to give myself a little proof and to give you some proof. This creates a portal. You can't see it, but it does create a portal. And there's
it creates a portal, ladies and gentlemen. Your TV, when it's on with that little chip in it, it creates a portal to a demonic realm. And they're able to get through your TV screen. This is 100% real. And I'm going to tell you stories. You're going to wonder, what in the world? You may not believe this stuff. You may be like, oh, no reasonable person can believe that's possibly a portal to hell. I'm not really portal to hell. I'm being hyperbolic. Let's not be serious. I mean, let's not be funny here. Let's be real. It's a black mirror of sorts. A black mirror where dark spirits and demonic entities can come through into your world. And I'm going to tell you stories backed by evidence to show this. Here we go.
Micro flashes, there's blinkings of light that are undetectable to most people, but within your TV, there is a mortal, a scrying mirror, and these create portals to the demonic realm. I would suggest that you get rid of your televisions immediately.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. You don't need them. If you want to protect yourself, if you want to remain a sheep, you go ahead and keep them.
Shine a laser through this and see what happens. Go ahead.
I would not recommend you try that at home. Do not try that. Do not try that. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of these situations here. Some of these real life stories I'm talking about. Of possession from a television. Well, let me go ahead and present a case here for you. I'll go ahead and put this guy on the screen. Well, first, actually, I think before we get into news, cover the news relating to this, I guess we could go with a very popular occultist, Aleister Crowley. You might recognize this name. You might recognize his face. But remember the name. Mr. Crowley, Ozzy Osbourne. And as a direct reference, this man is very strange, very weird, very much on the fringe. Some might say a Satanist. He would say he's an occultist, not a Satanist. He worships a god. But he is very, very out there. You could dedicate a whole stream to this guy. But we don't have that time. But how this relates to televisions and demons. You see, Aleister Crowley believed in this thing called sex magic, where he would literally have intercourse. Yeah, he would have homosexual intercourse, heterosexual intercourse, and autoerotica. And these would do different things, appease some sort of spirit or god or whatever. And depending on the position on that, it changes things. He even practiced this with kids. So this guy is, there's something I believe he deserves, but he's already dead. So what I'm about to tell you probably does not sound too far-fetched. And let me also tell you something about this guy. He believed in something. He believed that with the sex magic, with ingesting and playing around and manipulating bodily fluids related to sex and genitalia. I mean, we're talking menstrual blood. We're talking man juice. Playing around with that stuff, putting on biscuits and eating it. I am serious. I am not making any of this up. Aleister Crowley believed that he put jizz or period blood on a biscuit and ate it. It did some sort of thing. Okay. Very strange. Very weird that this guy had any sort of followers. But what I'm about to tell you next, it pales in comparison to the biscuit. They call it cakes of light. They call it cakes of light. Okay, don't eat a cake of light. That's a cake made out of period blood and jizz. Aleister Crowley attempted to summon a demon out from a TV. This is real. He attempted to do this by having a drug-induced orgy, homosexual, heterosexual, you could say bisexual, orgy around the TV. And they would all, in turns, jizz on the TV and put vaginal fluids on the TV. Okay? While it was on a snowy, white noise screen, static screen. Did he actually summon a demon? Did it work? Well, I mean, there's people that believe he did. Now they're probably on drugs. And I mean, they were living a lifestyle with this guy doing all sorts of degenerate, horrible things, talking to kids and all that stuff. Look, man, if I was the Grim Reaper, I would have claimed him a long time ago. I don't know what he was doing. But, yeah, I would imagine if you were the sort of person who's going to eat a biscuit made of period blood and jizz and try to have sex magic with kids, I want to say he did succeed in summoning a demon and it possessed his soul. But the demon entered his body, and within 1 second entering his body, realized the sort of evil that Aleister Crowley is, and was like, nope, want nothing to do with this, and went right back into the TV. Okay? That's true. That's true. Now, let's talk about recent events. You want to talk about recent events? Let's do that. Recent examples of people being possessed by the television, by the TV. Let's do this. This one here. Do you know who these people here are on the screen? You probably don't. That's okay. Lady, Dębska. She's 29, was 29, Polish student, Polish college student. She's dead. And the alleged murder is this Abner Aquilina. We'll call him Abner. He's accused of raping her and then murdering her. But that's not all that important, other than, okay, he did that. It puts him in the situation where he is at now, where he claims to have demonic powers. He claims to have demonic powers. And he sees a psychiatrist and all that. And they feel like he's having this erratic behavior, which shave his head, strip his clothes down in jail while he's in prison, strip his clothes down, barricade himself in the cell, stop up the toilet to flood the cell, smear feces on the wall and on his body, and claim to be serving the Dark Lord. And where did he get these ideas from? Where did Abner get this idea that he's serving the Dark Lord? Well, and you got to ask, how did the demonic forces enter his head and take control of him? I mean, do you think it could be drugs? Do you think it could be some sort of daytime television? maybe there was like a secret message when the Wheel of Fortune or something. Only he was the only one that could perceive it due to heightened sensitivity to demonic influences, or maybe on drugs, of course, meth or LSD, probably LSD, some sort of hallucinogen. But what have you, that sort of combination, I'm sure, is what did it here. Now, I know it sounds weird. I know you're probably like, well, Mr. Deadman, this sounds weird. You're blaming this on TV. You're saying the TV programmed him here. Well, I'm only repeating what he's saying. And probably sounds absurd. I understand that. But if we go with the history here, the television, and how the CIA will intentionally program, do certain things, oh, man, it's much more than just the CIA. It's much more. They will manipulate programming, put certain things in there to try to condition you into accepting certain ideas. That is true. There is, if you think about all that a script has to go through to be approved into final products, think of commercials. Think of the sort of manipulating and things that go into actually marketing a product. Marketing well, by the way. They know how to manipulate. They do. So don't be surprised when you find out, and you can research this yourself, that the CIA has been, for a while now, putting in secret messages in our television. So could it be possible? Did this Abner guy, while tripping on shrooms or whatever, saw something from the TV that no one else saw, heard something that no one else heard, perceived it? You probably think this out there. It's who out there. You can look it up. It is all there. But he claims the TV possessed him. He blames the media. The medium claims it changed him. Now, that's Abner. He claims he has demonic forces because of television. Let's talk about this guy and this woman here. Ethan Mast, 36, is the man. The woman, I guess she's important. She was there. The father's name is James Mast. The mom's name, Catherine Dolan. Ethan Mast, and you see in this photo here, he was charged with first-degree murder, abuse of a child, and other charges related to inflicting injuries and abuse to a child. The child's name is Jessica Mast. She was 4 years old. Ethan is not the father of the child. He is an uncle. The father was present when all this happened and allowed the alleged murder to happen, allegedly, I should say. Not only that, but the mother was present too. Now, the mother and father were both present watching Jessica Mast. Well, I guess you could say watching her be murdered allegedly. But why was that? The parents of Jessica Mast believed that she had become possessed by a demon from too much television. They couldn't control the 4-year-old daughter. They claimed that her screams and tantrums, she would be throwing things, cursing at the mom, saying all sorts of vile, foul things. Though the mom probably never questioned how she got that information, how she learned that vocabulary. Maybe it's the way she talks when she's driving with road rage. You know, they couldn't handle their 4-year-old daughter. So too much screaming, too much tantrums. The tantrums were unreal and something that only satanic forces could make possible. But it's also a good reminder of why you don't smoke meth while you're pregnant. Or at all. Okay. But nevertheless, they took Jessica to her uncle for an exorcism. Now, I will read you what the police found. This is from the deputy that responded. He goes, I responded upstairs and walked through the bedroom door at the top of the stairs. When I opened the door, I observed a 4-year-old juvenile female, redacted, lying on the floor next to a set of bunk beds wrapped in a pink blanket. I reached down and found the female lifeless, her eyes partially open, her skin was cold to the touch. James had followed, that would be the father, followed me upstairs and advised that he covered her with a blanket. After he found her, I removed the blanket and observed severe purple bruising from the child's neck to the feet on the front and the back sides, and observed open wounds on the back of her legs that appeared to be blisters that were rupturing from probably a belt. Victim's hair was wet with ponytails. So I don't know exactly the extent of what this exorcism consisted of. But the child died. The child died because these people that the child was possessed, and they blamed television for that. All right. Let's get another example here. I know these stories are outrageous. These stories are crazy. But we have some more. Let's go with this one here. This one's a little obscure. Not a lot of information with this one. Not a lot of information at all. She's Vietnamese, I believe. Let me pull up her stuff. One moment. Okay. Here we go. All right. So the story with this one, this woman here was found dead inside her hotel in Hanoi. Now, she was found dead in a room all by herself. And immediately you're probably like, okay, what happened here? What is this story? We're talking about a story of drug overdose. Are we saying maybe there was someone that was in the room with her and then took her life, like an ex-boyfriend or jealous lover or something? I understand that. That's what I thought too. Well, according to the story, no indication of drug overdose. No signs of that. There is a boyfriend in the mix, but he was not there, and there's no evidence that he was in there from what I understand. Now, the story could be changing. It could have changed. That's how these things start. But from what I understand here, when they found her body there, the TV screen was twisted in a way. Now, it's a hotel TV, so they're usually mounted like right there, like on the wall or whatever. Okay. It was stuck on a screen. Stuck on just a no signal screen. No biggie, right? No biggie. What happened there? I mean, there's not a whole lot of information on this one. It's very suspect. It's kind of, well, what happened? She just died of a heart attack? Well, no. There's no indication she died of a heart attack either. And then you probably, well, Mr. Deadman, I mean, you just say there's a television screen with that says no signal. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, it's just they're dead. I mean, anything could happen. If you dig with this story, you will find people saying that the authorities believe that there was a print coming from the TV. It's kind of obscure, kind of weird. You do with that information what you will. Like this one, no one's outright saying that there's a possession. No one's outright saying anything. We have a dead body next to a TV that says no signal. You got a print coming from the TV, at least looking like it. Could it be? And there are people, especially in particular cultures, and in this culture, well, talking about here, in Singapore, that believe the TVs are a black mirror. The TVs are a black mirror where bad spirits can come out. Demonic forces can come out. I mean, I understand you'd be like, well, I don't know about that one. All right. Well, to follow on that story, I'll follow on that story too. We'll see what happens with that. I'm curious. We'll explore it. We'll explore it together. But now the last one. Final one. The one that really takes the cake here. The one that's so obscure, so out of this world insane. This one right here. This is another story about a mom doing horrible things to her kids. If you don't like that, you don't want to hear what happened here. You do not want to hear it. Let me pull up the information as I do. One moment. Okay. Michigan mom accused of murdering her 3-year-old daughter. Now, okay, so she murdered her 3-year-old daughter. This mom, this 22-year-old mom, Justine Johnson, she's charged with a felony murder and first-degree child abuse for stabbing her daughter, her 3-year-old daughter, to death. And why did she do this? According to authorities that had talked with the mom and questioned her, they claim they told her that TV made her do it. Not just TV, not just any TV show, but SpongeBob. That SpongeBob somehow set her off, triggered her into this homicidal rage to stab her own daughter, her own flesh and blood, to death. And then put the body in a garbage bag, put it outside in a lazy way to where the foot's hanging out, and that's how she got caught. I mean, it's like, what is going on here? I am telling you, some of these people, like, you watch TV, you numb yourself, you feel your brain rotting, but you're not receiving the hidden message. Someone like Justine Johnson watches TV, probably on drugs, as was indicated in this report that she does do drugs like meth and hallucinogens and stuff. She watches TV and she feels and thinks the characters are talking to her and telling her what to do. Okay? It's a whole other experience. And with that, and she can't handle that because she's on drugs. And I don't know what other factors are there, but she went crazy, snapped, and stabbed her daughter and blamed it on SpongeBob's laugh, aggravating her to the point to wanting to go stab and murder. If she would have said Baby Shark, I would understand. When my kids are listening to Baby Shark nonstop, it was like, please Please, someone stop it. Ugh. But SpongeBob, Jesus Christ. SpongeBob. So does the TV serve as a gateway for demonic entities, for a demonic presence? Well, for some it seems to have an impact. It seems to have an influence. It seems to be a way to lead people to do things that are vile and horrible. It is a weapon. It is a tool that the system, that your government uses to program you into whatever they want you to believe. But is it an outright portal for demons? I think the story here, it is so weird to me. I mean, they're all vile. They're all monstrous and dark. I think the one, the Singapore woman, in the hotel room, very curious about that. So this one here with the mom, Justine Johnson. See, she watched SpongeBob and that scrambled her mind. She watched SpongeBob and that communicated to her. You're telling me that wasn't a demonic entity taking control of her, leading her to stab her daughter? No. Yeah, I believe that the TV could definitely be a portal for demons. But what about you? What do you think about this? Oh, just coincidence and just happenstance. Yeah, sure, okay. So what? The government's programming us through TV. But a demonic portal? Come on now. Come on. What say you?